What's up, everyone? And welcome to ClearTalk. I want to I want to get personal with y'all for this video. Uh, and while there's things that could be talked about, there's the stupidness of things that Trump have said, or all the things from the shooting, or the fact that we're in a war, but not really, but kinda, and all that. Like, there's things that could probably be talked about, but I'm feeling kind of lost today. I'm feeling kind of not sure of what I really want to speak about. So I thought I'd just get personal for a minute. To kind of let you know, get like behind the curtain, I guess you could say. I don't know. Why I'm doing what I do here, or why this has been so important for me to try to get going. Um, and yeah, so uh, I'm. So stick with me, please. I beg you to stick with me and watch as much of this as you can. I'll try to keep it short. Um, I I'm 43. Okay, I'm 43 years old. I'm in my 40s. Um, I have been working since I was like 16 or so, 17. Um, and like most people, you work majority of your life. You know, hopefully you can find a job that you truly, truly love and enjoy doing, and it's like driving for you. It does everything for you that you want. Um, my career, my I my life didn't quite go the way I planned. And that's not to say that it was a bad life or anything. I've had a good life. No, I can't say anything. I've had a good life. It's just the only thing that I've never like truly been satisfied with was my career, was my work. Um, I mean, I did little odds and ends things, in my teenage years to make a little money and whatnot as I got myself through school or whatever, and to try to get to a career. But I ultimately failed to having to go into something that I didn't particularly care to do, but I did it anyways. Um, because I failed to having a family and all that, and being a dad. And while those are my decisions and things that and I'm not in any way um not happy with that. Okay, I love being a dad. It's one of my absolutely my favorite thing in my life is being a dad. Um, but it did push me career wise to go into something that I didn't necessarily enjoy. Because I needed to make money, and that's what I feel like a lot of people get into. You know, Um, so I found myself working for an automotive factory, all right, building cars that came up at the time. I came into it right here locally in my state, Mississippi, with Nissan. And I worked there. My plan was like 5 years and out. It was just to get me going and to where I could get to something else, something I more was happy with or whatever. But that wind up 5 years turned into 22 years. Um, and when they gave me the opportunity, and I say that opportunity is it's kind of weird to say that, but to leave, which I had been searching for a way out of the place for years. Um, and they decided to finally buy employees out, give you a separation package. And although I wasn't exactly happy with the amount and the way that they did that, I think it should have been way more. I think I was worth my years of service were way more worth what was given. Um, but I wind up accepting it because I was so driven to leave. Because I wanted to have the opportunity to pursue something like this, pursue doing something that I truly enjoyed, playing the drums, working on my drum channel, um, and building that channel, and then starting all these other channels, the ClearTalk, the JMDPLAY, the puzzle, like doing things, entertaining people, and giving my 2 cents, about the world like I do here on this channel, and to what degree anybody would care, um, and and it did. It's given me this opportunity, and like again, the money wasn't the best, but it's allowed me so far for almost a year now, um, to try to do this, to try to build these channels. Um, and I hoped that that would be like, I don't know, you have this dream that if you could just go full time and you just do videos every day, or videos, several videos a week, that it would just, because I felt like that was the problem with my drum channel for all these years. And to some degree it probably was, but I felt like I just wasn't able to put out enough content. I just needed to put out continuous content, and it would grow just exponentially like everybody else. Um, and while they have all grown, they haven't grown as quickly as I hoped, I guess you could say. Um, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's the fact that maybe I'm just not interesting. I don't know. Or maybe it's the algorithm. Maybe it's the way I'm posting stuff. Maybe it's the timing. Maybe it's too saturated in what I'm trying to accomplish on my channels individually. I don't know. There's a good chance that all of those are correct. Um, but I've the one thing, and maybe this is where my shortfall to some degree has been, because I didn't, especially for this channel, I wanted to kind of go the route of, I didn't want to feel like I was coming across as some sort of paid actor or something. So I don't do any ad stuff. I don't have any sponsors, and I haven't done that on any of my channels. As a matter of fact, I don't um I don't get anything. Only one of the channels is even monetized, and it just became monetized like last month, and that's the JMD channel. But even that is like a very small, minute amount of videos that can even be monetized, because they don't have this, for some reason, don't have a copyright on them or something. Um, but I can't monetize any of the rest of them. Not at least until I get 500 subscribers, and then they could be monetized. Well, along with a couple other things, I have to have hours. The algorithm thing, the fact that YouTube will not assist you until they feel like you have gained the type of audience that they feel is good enough to assist you with. You have to meet goals, and then they'll assist you. So you can't get that unless you reach those goals. And I have not reached those goals on the other 3 channels. And while I'm not quite yet at the point where I'm going to have to really start making serious decisions, because right now we're still okay. It's getting dimmer, but we're still okay at the moment. Um, Living on the money that I got last year, it's becoming harder and harder though. And then the outlook of how long it would take me to just, because I don't want to go back to a regular job. I honestly don't. Even though I would probably have a little bit more security in funding or, income, I would have a little bit more security as far as insurance. Because right now I don't even have health insurance. I wind up missing one payment on my Cobra, and I was dropped. So I haven't had insurance since the beginning of the year. I missed my January payment, and I got dropped. So right now I don't even have insurance, because if I was to pay, I mean, the Cobra was already high enough, but if I was to pay even, for any other insurance, it would be even higher. Which that's really the only thing that's honestly helped me out so far, is not having to pay for insurance. And luckily, I haven't had to go to the doctor. But all of this is, I don't know, all of this is weighing on me, because I feel sometimes lost in what content I'm going to put out, whether or not a particular content's worth even worrying about, or whether or not, I'm stuck in these, concerns of views. I'm stuck in the concerns of subscribes. I'm stuck in all this, growth, and whether or not I can even get people to like me enough or something to go to Patreon. And like, I even hate asking for that, but it's like I'm so desperate because I want to keep doing this. I want to keep talking to you and having conversation. I want to start conversation. Because I really think this country needs that conversation. I think we need the reality break, because there's so much disinformation and so much manipulation in all these different places on the media. And and of course I'm probably even looked at it the same way. Oh, you're just lying about shit. I do hours of research on stuff most of the time before I even get on this camera, trying to make sure I've got the most accurate information I can get. That's the reason why sometimes I even postpone talking about some things, because I'm trying to make sure that I'm not just jumping at it without enough information. Then I just wind up looking like a fool. I don't just jump on here and just start talking shit. I genuinely take hours of researching. It's literally like a job. I don't think people understand and think like that. Like, oh, they're just on YouTube. They're just getting in front of a camera. Huh? What's to that? It's kind of the same things a lot of people think about when it comes to an actor or something. Oh, they just in the camera. They making billions and millions of dollars, and they ain't doing nothing. They do some shit. They do some actual shit. They do some work. They do job. Yes, they only do it for a couple months, and then they are able to take some break and blah 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 and make a lot of money. But nevertheless, they are doing work. And everybody on YouTube doing this content is doing the same thing. They're doing work. They're busting their asses every day. And a lot of them are busting them for one channel, two channel, three channels. I'm doing four. Now, I really, really only prioritize like two of them most of the time, because the other two are kind of just like, I never expect them to really go anywhere. I don't plan on puzzling being some big channel. I don't really even see play ever being some sort of big channel, because it's really just a hobby thing. Because I enjoy playing video games. I just throw shit up there, and if you like it, you like it. You don't. But ClearTalk and Drum, my JM Drummer channels, are my priority, because I thoroughly enjoy playing the drums and talking about music, and because I absolutely love music, and I love doing what I'm doing here on ClearTalk, because I thoroughly enjoy talking about politics or religion, life, things that's going on um in the world, giving my 2 cents, giving my wisdom or knowledge or thoughts on the matter for us to have in sort of gauge um conversation and get down to the nitty gritty of things or whatever. Like, And if I'm getting too much into the weeds, or if I'm getting too much into one particular thing and you'd prefer me talking, or would like me to talk about something else, just tell me. That's like, because I feel like I'm really going to talk about what I feel is the most important to talk about. It's the reason why half the time I don't even get into some of the stuff that other channels talk about, the little nonsense, funny things or something half the time, because I just feel like it's just not that important as something else that seems to be more vital. It seems to be like content that needs to be seen. And then I have to concern myself with, if I do talk about some most serious things, is that YouTube just going to censor it, like they did the other day when it come to the Israeli prisons, and the information that came out about that, about all the stuff going on there. And if you didn't see that video, go check that video out, because it got squashed. It got completely squashed in the algorithm. Even my shorts, the short for it, because I basically have gotten into a thing where I do a long for the day. I was doing 2 or 3 longs, but that didn't seem to make any difference. So I'm just doing one long usually in a day, or trying to do one long version, 30 minutes or so, roughly. Sometimes it's longer. And then I do a short that's roughly around the same subject, maybe even the same subject, and then I tie it to the long, so that the link for that short is to the long. So it's kind of like if you see this, then you go here, because I wind up getting the shorts usually get pushed more than my longs, because it gets pushed into the short algorithm and scroll dooming. And while sometimes that works, uh that video just completely got squashed. Even the short, I posted the short. Well, I posted it 3 times, trying to make slight alters, because I was getting copyrighted on the music on it. Not even the content. I was getting copyrighted on the music. And so I was trying to alter the music a little bit to make it, maybe, let it by. But no matter what I altered, it's still copyrighted on it. And it was literally blocking it, period. Wasn't even allowing partial thing. It was completely blocking it. So then I completely replaced the music on it. Completely replaced it with my own stuff. And posted it another 2 times, maybe even 3 times. And still completely squashed. 0 views. I'm like, so it was quite literally just being squashed because of what I was talking about and what I was showing, which was something extremely important that people needed to see. Even if it was sensitive content, it was extremely important, or at least I felt like it was extremely important. But YouTube said, fuck you. I got off on a tangent I didn't even mean to get on. But that's the things that every YouTuber on here has to deal with, especially in this political arena, the news and politics kind of thing. You're constantly maneuvering around the algorithm, just saying, nope, not today. And if the algorithm's not working for you, then what views you do get have to be pushing. Your viewers have to be enjoying it and liking it and subscribing and sharing and all this stuff to push it further. That's the reason why even on things that I watch, I've tried to get in a better mind frame of liking on it and stuff like that, if I possibly can, to help push them, the algorithm. Commenting is even bigger. And although I do lack sometimes in commenting, but I'm going to try to shorten this. I'm trying to grow this channel. I'm taking from like the Cal Kalinske model and stuff, even though I'm not trying to be exactly like him or anything, but I'm trying to go as far like to the, I'm not, I don't want, again, I don't want to be looked at as a paid actor or something like that, or that I'm just, doing all these sponsoring. I want it to be from you. I want it to be from you, the viewer, that you like me enough and you want to push my content and my opinions enough and you want to engage in this conversation and push the conversation to your friends and family or people that engage with or whatever, even to other content creators or whatever the case. Like, I would love to have that and to grow the channel in that way and to have your support. That's the reason why I'm only ever asking to just go to Patreon. I'm not asking you to buy products. I'm not asking, even though I do try, I do want to set up a shop for like shirts and stuff for my channels, and I have it on the. I've been working. Well, I have worked on it, but then I kind of pulled back from it, and then I need to do it again. I need to get it completely published, but I'm. It's like I don't want to be like begging or on hands and knees or something, but I truly just need support to keep going. And I've gotten views on Patreon. I've gotten visits. I've got people doing free, some people doing the free stuff on air, and that's great. But I'm not getting any income. I have literally not gotten a cent of income since I left my job last year. And I'm reaching this point of really being a little scared that I won't be able to continue doing this. Something that I thoroughly love doing. Um, Thank you for viewing channels, for viewing videos, for the comments I get here and there, for a few shares here and there. Um, Thank you again. And if you'd like to check out channels, please do. Again, consider subscribing, like all that shit. And I know this is coming off as some sort of sappy ass video, but I just wanted you to know, like, the amount behind the scenes, the amount of what's going in my head, because it's like I'm constantly battling with what to talk about, whether or not it's worth it. All the research that I'm doing, which is another reason why I shrunk down the number of videos I was doing a day, because I felt like I needed more time to research things out to get a solid ass video out as much as I could. I'm not trying to scam people. I'm not trying to, you know, uh, falsely like move you into something. I'm about as brutally honest, like nuanced. I try to find middle ground as much as I can. Although there are times where it is really fucking hard to find middle ground with some of this shit. Thank you. 25 minutes. Nobody's watching this at this point. If you are, you're fucking amazing. And comment that. Comment you're fucking amazing. Not me, you. Comment that you're fucking amazing. Say, I'm fucking amazing. Because I want you to give yourself credit for watching this. Thank you. Thank you for any support that you give. It's very much appreciated. It really, truly is. And I'm going to keep going for a little while longer at least. So this is not a goodbye video, but this is I'm in the battle right now, basically. And I feel like I'm losing it. So, hope you have a good day. And I'll see you in another video. Thank you for joining me. Next time, peace. ClearTalk, I'm out.